You know, AutoCAD is like the Swiss Army knife of design software. Architects, engineers, construction pros, they all use it to create amazing things. And the really cool part, it's not as intimidating as it looks. In this video, we're going to break down the basics into bite-sized pieces so you can get up and running with AutoCAD in no time. Let's dive in. All right, let's get acquainted with the AutoCAD workspace. Think of it as your digital drafting table. First up, we've got the drawing area, your blank canvas where all the magic happens. See that big X that marks the center? That's your origin point, your home base. Down below, you'll find the command line, your trusty sidekick. It's like a direct line to AutoCAD's brain. You type in commands here and AutoCAD makes it happen. Over on the left, we've got the ribbon. It's like a well-organized toolbox, all laid out for you. You'll find all sorts of tools here, grouped by their function. And don't forget about the toolbars and palettes. These guys are like shortcuts to your favorite commands and settings. You can customize them to your heart's content so they're always right where you need them. Now, let's draw something. We'll start with the basics: lines, circles, and rectangles. To draw a line, just type L in the command line and hit Enter. Click where you want your line to start, then click again where you want it to end. Easy peasy. Circles are just as simple. Type C for circle, hit Enter, then click to define the center point and drag your mouse to create the circle. For rectangles, type Rec, hit Enter, click a starting point, and then click an ending point to define the opposite corner. Now let's say you need to trim a line that's a bit too long. That's where the TR command comes in handy. Select the objects you want to use as cutting edges. Then click the part of the line you want to trim away. And if you need to create a parallel copy of a line or shape, the O command for offset is your new best friend. Just specify the offset distance and click on the object you want to offset. Boom! You're on a roll. Okay, so we've got some basic shapes down. But what if you need to move them around, make copies, or resize them? Don't worry, AutoCAD's got you covered. First things first, you've got to select the objects you want to work with. You can click on them individually or use a window selection to grab a whole bunch at once. Now, let's talk about moving. Just type M for move, hit Enter, select your objects, pick a base point, and then click where you want them to go. Copying is just as easy. Type CO for copy, hit Enter, select your objects, choose a base point, and then click where you want the copies to appear. Need to rotate something? You guessed it, type RO for rotate, hit Enter, select your objects, pick a base point, and then rotate away. And if you need to resize something, the SC command for scale is your go-to. Select your objects, pick a base point, and then drag your mouse to resize them proportionally. Chapter 4. Taming the Chaos Layer Management. Now, let's talk about layers. Layers are like transparent sheets that you can organize your drawings on. Think of it like this: you wouldn't draw your electrical plan on the same sheet as your furniture layout, right? That's where layers come in. To manage your layers, open up the Layer Properties Manager. You'll find it on the ribbon, or you can just type LA and hit Enter. In the Layer Properties Manager, you can create new layers, name them, assign colors and line types, and even turn them on or off. This is super helpful for keeping your drawings organized and making sure you're only seeing the information you need at any given time. Trust me, once you start using layers, you'll wonder how you ever lived without them. Chapter 5. Precision is key, snap, grid, and more. All right, let's talk about precision. When you're working in AutoCAD, accuracy is everything. Luckily, AutoCAD has some awesome tools to help you draw with pinpoint precision. First up, we've got Snap. Snap is like a magnetic grid that helps you snap your points to specific locations. You can snap to endpoints, midpoints, intersections, and a whole lot more. To turn on Snap, just click the Snap button on the status bar or press F3. Next, we've got the Grid. The grid is like a visual guide that helps you align your objects. You can adjust the grid spacing to suit your needs. To turn on the grid, click the grid button on the status bar or press F7. Now, let's talk about Ortho Mode. Ortho Mode restricts your cursor movement to horizontal and vertical directions, which is super helpful for drawing straight lines and aligning objects. To toggle ortho mode on or off, just press F8. And finally, we've got polar tracking. Polar tracking helps you draw lines at specific angles, which is great for creating precise geometry. To activate polar tracking, click the polar tracking button on the status bar or press F10. Chapter 6. From 2D to 3D, Unleashing the Power of AutoCAD. Ready to take your drawings to the next dimension? Let's dive into the world of 3D modeling in AutoCAD. We'll start with some essential 2D tools that form the foundation of 3D modeling. First up, the Pline command for polyline. Polylines are like supercharged lines that can be made up of multiple segments and arcs. They're perfect for creating complex shapes. Next, we've got Hatch, which lets you fill in enclosed areas with patterns or solid fills. And don't forget about adding text. The Text command lets you add labels, dimensions, and other important information to your drawings. Now, let's jump into the exciting world of 3D. One of the coolest 3D tools is Extrude. With Extrude, you can take a 2D shape and give it height, turning it into a 3D object. Another awesome tool is Revolve. Revolve lets you take a 2D profile and spin it around an axis, creating a 3D object with rotational symmetry. Chapter 7. Sharing your masterpieces, saving and exporting. You've poured your heart and soul into your AutoCAD creations. Now it's time to share them with the world. Saving your work is easy. Just click the Save icon or press Ctrl+S. AutoCAD files are saved in the DWG format, which is the industry standard for CAD drawings. But what if you need to share your drawings with someone who doesn't have AutoCAD? That's where exporting comes in. AutoCAD lets you export your drawings in a variety of formats, including PDF, DWF, and even image files like JPEG and PNG. To export your drawing, click the Export button, choose your desired format, and you're good to go. And if you need to print your drawings, AutoCAD's got you covered there too. You can set up your drawing for printing, choose your paper size and orientation, and even add a title block. Chapter 8, Keep on Drawing, Practice Makes Perfect. Congratulations! You've made it through our beginner's guide to AutoCAD. You've learned the basics of the interface, mastered essential commands, and even dipped your toes into the world of 3D modeling. But the learning doesn't stop here. The best way to become an AutoCAD pro is to practice, practice, practice. Start with simple shapes and gradually work your way up to more complex drawings. And don't be afraid to experiment. The more you use AutoCAD, the more comfortable you'll become with its tools and features. There are tons of amazing resources available online to help you on your AutoCAD journey. Autodesk has a fantastic library of tutorials on their website. And if you're looking for even more in-depth training, check out online courses on platforms like Udemy and LinkedIn Learning. Well, folks, that's all for today. I hope this video has given you a solid foundation in AutoCAD. Remember, the key is to keep practicing and exploring. The more you use AutoCAD, the more confident you'll become. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn and grow. Thanks for watching, and